From the 1011 Now streaming studio, this is The Night Beat.
Sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors of Lincoln.
Good evening, I'm Danielle Shenk with your headlines for Tuesday, August 5th. Tonight, reports say the Department of Homeland Security is eyeing Nebraska for a new detention center as part of a broader push to expand immigration facilities. This comes after Florida opened its controversial 3,000-bed Alligator Alcatraz facility in the Everglades. A July News Nation report reveals DHS Secretary Kristi Noem spoke with 5 GOP governors about hosting detention centers, with Nebraska among the potential locations. Noem told CBS ideal locations are near airport runways for efficiency, and most officials she contacted showed interest. At a legislative summit today, Nebraska lawmakers reacted cautiously.
I have not heard that any are coming to Nebraska, but this is part of why President Trump was elected, to be able to clean up the mess of the Biden administration when he had his open border policy.
Well, right now we don't have enough prison beds for our own population, so I don't know how that would work. This is really a question for the governor, who does manage that. Nebraska is always going to do its part to be a good partner with our federal counterparts.
Governor Jim Pillen's office declined to comment, saying it's too early to discuss details, but promised announcements at the appropriate time. In crime news, University of Nebraska Regent Elizabeth O'Connor is no longer employed by the Douglas County Attorney's Office following a May DUI crash that seriously injured another person. Prosecutors call it a personnel matter and declined further comment. The 34-year-old faces felony DUI causing serious injury charges. Investigators say her blood alcohol level was 0.32, 4 times the legal limit. In another case drawing attention, 31-year-old Maurice Brown, one of 7 people injured in a weekend Omaha shooting, appeared in court today. He's charged with attempted assault, using a firearm to commit a felony, and possession of a firearm by a prohibited person. His bond is set at $500,000. Meanwhile, another defendant is facing a life or death decision. Jason Jones, convicted of killing 4 people and setting 2 homes on fire in Laurel, will be sentenced on November 20th. A 3-judge panel will decide whether he receives the death penalty for the 2022 murders of Jean, Janet, and Dana Twyford and Michelle Ebling. Jones is expected in court this week to testify at his wife Carrie's murder trial. She's charged in Jean Twyford's death. Back in Lincoln, a mother was sentenced to 25 to 35 years in prison for sexually assaulting her child. She pleaded guilty to first-degree sexual assault, with more serious charges dropped. Her name is being withheld to protect the child's identity. Officers were called last May after the child reported repeated assaults, alleging they occurred more than 24 times. Nebraska Attorney General Mike Hilgers is joining 49 other AGs in urging the DOJ to crack down on illegal offshore gambling sites. They say the foreign platforms ignore state laws, skip age checks, and dodge taxes, posing risks to consumers and the economy. Online sports betting is still illegal in Nebraska. In other news, Eppley Airfield's nearly $1 billion renovation is about 40% complete and remains on schedule for 2028. That's according to airport officials. The new glass canopy at the terminal entrance is finished, but pickup and drop-off locations are still inside the parking garage. Officials say it will remain there for about another year. Future upgrades include centralized security, a unified concourse, and 2 new gates. And finally, a rare 1936 Bugatti Type 57 Adelante roll top, one of just 3 ever built, made a pit stop in Lincoln recently. Owner Fritz Burkhardt is driving the newly restored car to Pebble Beach for the prestigious Concours de Elegance on August 17th. Rather than trailering it, Burkhardt is hitting the open road with some support, including a mechanic.
All senses are activated, and that's the beautiful thing about driving a machine and not just manipulating a computer and lay back and do nothing. So that's really active, pure raw driving. And it's a passion of mine.
The car is valued at roughly $10 million. Rounding out your night beat is a check of the 7-day forecast.
You've been listening to The Night Beat.
Sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors of Lincoln.
Watch, listen, and stream on the 1011 app on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.